All major congressional leaders have signaled their support for President Biden's and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's debt ceiling deal, which they agreed on over the weekend.
The agreement prevents the worst possible crisis, a default, for the first time in our nation's history.
Economist Daniel Lakiya says the deal is relatively positive because it staves off the uncertainty of the debt ceiling crisis and includes record public spending cuts and no new taxes.
It avoids a situation like the one that we saw in 2011, where markets corrected very aggressively.
But he says it doesn't solve the fundamental problem of U.S. public finances.
Such a large deficit is a problem for the United States economy. It means higher taxes, higher inflation, or lower growth in the future.
So what's in the budget, and where could cuts be made? The deal meets a crucial GOP demand to cap spending on non-defense items, though it's far from Republicans' original aspirations to slash and limit spending. It bolsters work requirements for SNAP and TANF government assistance programs with exemptions for families with children, the homeless, and veterans. It cuts a portion of funding from the IRS's recent major injection that came through the Inflation Reduction Act, but leaves Biden's student loan debt program untouched and rescinds about $30 billion in unspent COVID relief money, with exceptions from veterans' medical care, housing assistance, the Indian Health Service, and about $5 billion towards developing the next generation of COVID vaccines and treatments. Economist Vance Ginn says there are positives in the non-defense discretionary spending, as well as some other aspects, such as increasing work requirements.
Ultimately, work is what brings about purpose and dignity and self-sufficiency over time, to not be reliant on safety net programs, and we need more of that.
But he says these changes are not enough, considering that the expected deficits over the next decade average about $2 trillion a year. And Lakiya says we don't need to search for large items to cut drastically in order to rein in the budget. Tightening administrative and bureaucratic spending would go a long way. House Republicans laid plans Monday to advance this deal with Biden starting Tuesday, aiming to pass it through Congress before Treasury's deadline early next week.